Assalamualaikum and hi to Miss Afrika and my fellow friends. So today we are going to do a group discussion in title, is it difficult to practice zero waste in Malaysia, lifestyle in Malaysia? So my name is Maizatul Shuhada binti Senwan and my matrix number is 204564.
My name is Siti Nur Suhaida binti Muhammad Azman. My matrix number is 203600.
My name is Nur Christina Shakira binti Mak Fazil with the matrix number of 200627.
My name is Nur Ain Najwa binti Muhammad Fazili, matric number 202648.
My name is Rabiatul Adawiyah binti Sulaiman. My matrix number is 204,601.
So let's start. So since 1st August 2018 was marked as Overshoot Day, which means it's a day we have used a year's worth of what Earth can renew its production. It's like we have consumed 1.7 Earth stores every year. So in order to approach a global zero waste lifestyle, do you think is it difficult? In order to approach global zero waste, do you think is it difficult for Malaysia to practice this new norm? So what do you guys think?
I would love to start. So personally, I think it's not difficult because I think in order to start this lifestyle, it need to start from the above, which is from the government. Okay. Based on article published from University of Australia titled Measurement Tool for Waste Management System in a Zero Waste Country, it stated that education and research is on the top strategies in developing a zero waste country. I think Malaysia have done some research that able us to manage our waste well, which where we could see that in Malaysia, actually the waste are categorized into three major categories, which each category is under the responsibility of the different government department, which is municipal solid waste was under Ministry of Housing and Local Government, while hazardous waste was under the Department of Environment, and clinical waste was put under Ministry of Health. So I think we Malaysia have basic to start this lifestyle. So it's not difficult for Malaysia to start this lifestyle.
Right. May I have a say? I really do agree with Suhaida as she said that that zero waste is not actually difficult to be implemented on Malaysians because apparently in a recent studies in our lifetime we will produce over 600 times more of our own weight in trash. So that's a lot, right? And it is not difficult as families in Malaysia have long been practicing to make less shopping on clothes and also groceries. One of the major things that Malaysians do are purchasing secondhand clothes instead of new clothes, and we can see that this is one of the things that parents teaches their parents teach their children to do. Like instead of buying new clothes, we can still get new a secondhand clothes that is used probably from a thrift shop or pre-loved items, and that is really helping to lessen the shopping on clothes. While on groceries in Malaysia, just like Selangor and probably all around Malaysia, we boycott single use on plastic. We use reusable shopping bags because it is sustainable. It is a sustainable alternative to 500 billion plastic bags used yearly. So it's a great thing to move on from single use on plastic to reusable shopping bags. What do you guys think?
I think about Christina point that that's shopping. it is true that in Malaysia, we people less shopping because we have a trend that we will give out our old clothes to people who in need, so that they don't need to buy clothes anymore. But sorry, Kisina, I have different opinion. That in my opinion, I agree that it is difficult to practice zero waste lifestyle in Malaysia. It is because Malaysia has a lot of food waste every day. Um, it is shown in the Star News, Kuala Lumpur, reported on 15 October 2018. The data from Solid Waste Management and Public Cleansing Corporation shows that 55% of solid waste disposed at landfill were, were came from food. So from this percentage, we can see that our daily waste mostly come from our food. So um, I think that it is important to control our food intake. In terms of food intake, I want to say something that um, they say in Malaysia, it shows that people prefer to eat meat rather than greens or grain because in NST News reported on 26 November 2017, Kelang, more than 85% of nations do not consume sufficient amounts of vegetable and fruit. And it is also said by our former Ministry of Health, Dr. S. Subramaniam, that people tend to favor meats over vegetable or fruits. And about something related to this food, if people tend to choose meat over vegetables, we need, as usual, we need to cook the meat or fish before we eat, right? So if you want to,
Yes.
if one we, if we want to cook, we must, we definitely reduce oil. So the oil will become waste, become one of the waste that we have because definitely we will not use all the oil. So as we know also, oil is something that not easy evaporate compared to water. So what's your opinion about this, Rabiatul?
Oh, okay. As for me, I agree with you, I know, because guess what? It's a process. So it is difficult to practice a zero waste lifestyle in Malaysia because, as I said earlier, it's a process. It won't happen overnight, and it might even take a year or two to go fully zero waste if that's your goal. And if you try and make that significant of a life change happen immediately, chances are it won't stick. We in Malaysia, a nation, a large community, definitely we have various wing. And what worse is if the political leaders not give any concern about climate change. But that's the second thing we should care about. Everything starts within ourselves. We should implement the lifestyle in ourselves first. But what I can advocate here is bring along reusable container when going out. Maybe you realize you're throwing away a lot of trash by getting to go coffee and take on weekdays. Prioritize. Maybe we should after this prioritize making coffee at home and taking it in a reusable meal prepping and packing on lunch, and then replace items as they run out, which we do not need to buy every zero waste alternative at once. Okay, but if you have cash and the desire to do a full overhaul of your life at once, but by all means go for it. But what I would recommend here is purchasing zero waste alternatives once your non-zero waste items run out. Because buying something then throwing it out unused is pretty wasteful too, right? You might want to carry a reusable water bottle or food pack from home when going out. It can be used again and again after you use it. So what say you, Maizato?
So I'm agree with what Ainul and what I knows and Rabiato's opinion, it's difficult actually to practice the zero waste lifestyle because what like what I have done for a research, they stated that one of the way to achieve this zero waste lifestyle is by quit from smoking. So like we have knew it. Smoking is addiction. It relates to our neuron. It relates to our neurology, and it takes time to someone to stop from addiction to nicotine. Like nicotine is a drug that makes us addictive. Um, how can this quit smoking contribute in zero waste lifestyle is because how many times when you walk down the alley or down the street, how many times have you seen cigarette butts? It's a lot, right?
Yes.
So that's why for me it's difficult because in one of the article that I have read from Persatuan Pediatric Malaysia, they stated that 46% of adult males in Malaysia is adult males in Malaysia smoke. So this disease will kill about 20,000 Malaysia annually. So it will contribute and um, it will hard for us to contribute in this zero waste lifestyle. So what do you think?
I think I want to add some points to Rabiato's point, which that Rabiato said that it is difficult because it is a process that we need to adapt. It is true because I used to read an article in Psychology Today article from Dr. Barton Goldsmith. He said that positive changes can be difficult to accept as negative as same as negative one. So it's true that we need time to process to the new norm. And then I want to add some points to my previous point, which is Malaysia have a large food waste every day. It is because, like I said before, Malaysian tend to choose meat rather than vegetable or fruits. But we can see that if we choose chicken or fish, it they has bone that definitely we will throw it and can cause waste rather than vegetables or fruits. So what's others' opinion?
Yeah, to
Excuse
think
me.
of it, yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
Um,
Would you like to
so,
say something?
oh yeah. So I will to continue. So I would love to say something about Ainul's point of view. She mentioned just now that people prefer meat rather than vegetable, right?
Yes.
So I believe that um the bone produced from the meat, such as chicken, can be decomposed biologically, so it won't lead to increase of weight. And from your previous point, I think the comparison is quite not fair because we also need to cook the vegetable before we eat. So um, we actually use oil to cook vegetable.
Can I say
Okay.
something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
How about if we don't cook like using the oil? Why don't just we boil it like
yeah,
Using air
Yes.
fryers.
soup?
yeah,
Yeah, using air fryers, make a soup
Yeah,
or
I think
make
that
a
is a good.
yeah,
vegetable soup.
yeah.
Vegetable.
Because of that, I say it's unfair because we also can cook chicken using air fryer, which is not using oil.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah,
Correct. We can also grill it, then,
yeah,
right?
Yep.
Without oil.
okay, like Suhaida said, vegetable also we cook using oil, but we can also eat raw vegetable like salad or tomato or any other. And I think salad is quite good for the raw vegetable. And then Suhaida said that the bone can be that can be
decomposed.
Compose.
decomposed. But
Yeah,
if other than bone, Meat also contributes to carbon emit. Meat products have larger
Excuse me.
carbon footprints per calorie than grains or vegetables. It is researched in University of Michigan in United States. So, other than, like I said, other than bone, meat also contributes to carbon, which is can affect our greenhouse. So, any other people want to add?
I think for a second, I would like to agree with Rabiatul and Ainul and Mai's point because it really is kind of difficult as not every family is trained be to practice less shopping on groceries and clothes because for some families they keep track of what's in their fridge so that they are not going to be having grocery shopping for excessive buying, so that would save a lot of space and also less shopping on it. So I think it's pretty hard for some people to adapt on it. Yeah.
Yeah, after several explanation, I also think it's difficult because as I mentioned before, we have the basic, which is the government have the starting point, but if the society cannot do that, so what's the point of
Mhm.
having the government only work on that?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
true.
I agree.
So now I think we have come to conclusion. Do we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do anyone else want to add something?
It seems like we all agree that it is difficult for Malaysia
Practice.
Alright,
to
Practice
practice this
as
on
lifestyle. Yeah,
zero waste lifestyle.
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 so now what we can sum up in today's discussion is it is difficult to practice the zero waste lifestyle in Malaysia and people are not consistent in keeping a lifestyle if that's not their mere goal. In addition, Malaysia produces a lot of food waste every day as Malaysians love to eat chicken and fish and not usually vegetables, which these poultry and fish have bones that will be thrown away and become waste eventually. Furthermore, smoking cigarette is addictive, and so quitting it seems nearly impossible. So the cigarette butts will unceasingly be there. That is waste. I think that's all we have now.
Thank you
That's
guys.
all for us.
Okay, thank
Yeah.
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah,
Bye.
Bye.